Hello, we should now be live. Good morning from Riccardo Caruso, CEO of Marketing Consultant 360. So I'm gonna now enable the webcam. Hopefully you hear me well. If you do, please let me know in the group chat. And I'm gonna see how I'm gonna be able to actually come up on here. That's interesting that maybe I got to close Skype. There we go. I was actually testing the camera like on Skype, and so it wasn't possible to for the computer to access my camera. So I've started like a few minutes early just to test the system because I'm starting like a new course, and my new course here is to use Google Hangouts for all of our live events. And the reason is I am really appreciating the benefits of Google Plus that works amazingly well to connect with the people in your circles and invite them. So before I was using a different application, it's always a matter of like testing these systems and see how they work. I also had some hiccups, for instance, like with Webinar Jam that uses Google Hangouts. And in the past, and recently also some other clients that use Webinar Jam had some problems. So it's a matter of like becoming comfortable with the systems that you use, with what you use, and getting to know them well and know that their strengths and weaknesses. Each one of these new technological tools provide benefits, and the developers have all their problems in getting through all the challenges of making these tools compatible with the different browsers, with the different operating systems. So it's not easy, right? But hopefully this Hangout is going to work out well. And today I'm here to talk about the latest webinar and the latest funnel that I've created for a product that I'm launching today. It's called TutorChamp. I'm glad to say that actually I already got I have a few clients on board for the beta system, but I started to get like a few orders from people that I guess they know me and they've been following me, and TutorChamp is really a great tool. So I'm going to go ahead and start showing you what we're talking about, and then we're going to go in the back end and tell you how I came about this funnel. And why is this relevant to you? This is extremely relevant to you because funnels are a sequence of engaging steps to take somebody from being a prospect to being a converted buyer. So many people come to me asking for advice, and they say, how can I generate more traffic to my website? And the problem many times is that the websites are not done properly, that the sales pages are not done properly, or the funnels themselves that people create, they're not done properly. And so the problem is that they don't convert. So it doesn't matter how much traffic you bring to these pages. If they don't convert, you don't want to go there. So you want to go the other way around. You want to build a sound funnel that works, and then you are going to be sending traffic to that funnel. So how do you understand if that funnel works? Well, send a little bit of traffic there and see your percentages of conversion. If it converts, then it's going to make sense. It's going to make a lot more sense to even buy traffic, because you're going to be able to do some math. And then you're going to be able to see, is this going to be generating me a positive return? And if it does, keep doing it. All right. So without further saying, I'm going to now start sharing my screen. And I'm going to start like with the landing page, with the first page of the funnel. And the reason is I'm going to be signing in. And I'm going to go to instead the second page. And soon I'm going to be talking a little bit of marketing jargon. So bear with me. And if you have questions, just ask me like in the group chat. The reason why I'm going to do that is because in this funnel, I've used a way to show certain items of the page with a certain delay time, and specifically 6 minutes and 10 seconds. And you will understand why very, very soon. And so I want to get that page going. So as I get and take on like the different other elements, I'm going to be able to actually show you the page, how it looks like. All right. So let me here share screen. I have two screens. I'm going to be sharing the first screen, right? So now at my screen. Let me know if you have any type of problem. All right. And I'm going to be going like to the page, the home page. So this funnel starts at twitterchamp.com/win, which is nice and short, right? Nice and easy to remember. And so people land into this page. And TwitterChamp is a marketing service, a method that I've come up about 4 years ago. And I've used it like to build my Twitter accounts for some other things that I was doing. And recently, when I had a client by the end of the year that needed to have a presence on Twitter, you know, I thought about using my own method for her. And so TwitterChamp was born because it's a method that really, really works. And I can do it also for other people. So this said, this page that you're looking at, it's called a lead magnet. And what is a lead magnet? A lead magnet is an irresistible bribe that intends to de-anonymize a user, so somebody that I don't know their name of, that comes to this page by providing some great value and asking in return their contact information. So I have written this ebook, which is actually 36 pages of packed content on Twitter and proven ways of making money with Twitter, and also goes over a few people that have been making millions with Twitter. And it's just amazing. It's just amazing. So I recommend it. And so you see here, it says 7 proven ways making money with Twitter. Claim your free guide to generating sales by executing, etc., etc. Download now. So if we click here, now I'm going to be using one of my latest tricks that I shared if you have signed up for my marketing tips. So Ricardo test, and I'm going to be using this email, ricardocaruso@gmail.com, which is my email. And now I put a plus, and the way Google works and Gmail works, it's going to disregard anything between the plus and the @ So here I'm going to be doing like a live Hangout at gmail.com. And Gmail is going to read this just as it doesn't have the plus live Hangout. Why I do this is because I've already signed up, obviously, for this form. And so in that case, it would tell me that I'm already signed up. So download now, and I go to the page. And the page, what the page does, it has a video that talks about TwitterChamp. Okay. Okay. So here now you see one marketing element that kicked in that says, sorry, your offer has expired. You will be redirected in 30 seconds. And I'm going to show you like in a second how that works. So because the computer is detecting my IP, I actually can just show you over these next 30 seconds how the page looks like, right? And then it's going to redirect the page. All right. So this that you're looking at, it's called it's really the main offer, but you see, I got redirected to the homepage of TwitterChamp. But it's a sort of a tripwire. What is a tripwire? A tripwire, it's low offer that is usually below 20 minutes, $20, that somebody buys into in order to then possibly, you show them value of what you have to offer. So a person develops trust in your expertise, and then they are 7 times more inclined to buy your main offer later on. Okay. So again, like if it makes sense, if you have any question, ask me. So let me go and open up the actual spreadsheet that I used to build, this funnel. So here is the funnel. It has elements here now that it's not showing for some reason. And basically, like as a traffic gen, what I'm going to be doing for this funnel, I'm actually going to be using Twitter itself. So let me see here. Let me close it and reopen it. So let's talk for a second about a funnel, right? What is a funnel? I said like it's a sequence of steps, of engaging steps that takes a prospect and converts it into a buyer, right? So let's go there for a second. I'm going to show you the marketing blueprint, and this is going to be beneficial to you. All right, so here I have a nice snapshot of how a funnel should look like. We're taking it from the top down, profiling, traffic gen, right? We're generating traffic. You can do it like in many different ways. A lead magnet, I said it's an irresistible bribe to collect information so that you are going to be able to get back to that person that signed up, and you give them a value in exchange. And in that specific case for Twitter Champ is the free ebook. Then you take them to a tripwire, which is a low offer, usually below $20, that hopefully they find it also as an irresistible offer, where they're going to be spending a little bit of money to get a lot of value. And then the main offer comes further down the road. In this specific case for Twitter Champ, because I know how awesome it works, I have created like a launch sale offer for the first 50 subscribers. They get for $7, 1,000 real targeted followers on Twitter over the next 15 days. And then if they want to continue with the program, they just buy the program, which is $247 a month. So that would be the offer. But in a funnel, you can also have the tripwire, follow it by an offer, so a page where you are actually offering something that is part of the main offer, and then that takes them like into the main offer. So they say, okay, I like that part, so now I really want to buy the main offer. So after that, there is a very, very, very important part right below here, which is the CRM piece. And the CRM piece also goes along with the profit maximizer. What is CRM? CRM is customer relationship management. That means that you're nurturing the contacts that you have in your database. How many times it has happened to you that you create, for instance, a webinar where you have 300 people signed up and then only 50 show up, right? And of those 50, maybe like 10 buy. Well, there's great value in those other 250 that signed up because they signed up for a specific reason. They were interested, but they haven't showed up for a number of reasons. So now that you are looking at your numbers, and especially we're talking about break even and positive return, the positive return many, many times comes from nurturing those 250 over time and selling them your product. Okay, you give them like other chances to get to know you, to get to know your product, to get to know the value that comes with your product, and then you can convert more people. Okay, so if you take this marketing blueprint and you flip it 90 degrees, now what you have this, right? So you see here, you have from the left to the right, you have traffic generation, lead magnet, you have the sales page, which is also a tripwire in this case, and then you have cart and then thank you page. Now, it's amazing how when you actually start building these funnels, there are so many parts that go into a funnel that I strongly recommend. Actually, I wouldn't know how to do it without mapping it out like this, because you have to keep track of everything that goes into it. So as a traffic gen, I said, I'm going to be relying mainly, and this is going to be a kind of a nice experiment, case study on Twitter, because I'm ramping up the Twitter Champ account itself. That Twitter Champ was born just recently, so I really don't have a Twitter account there with lots of followers, and I'm starting to ramp it up today. So then I use like my existing list, right? And only after I'm going to be looking into Facebook ads and joint ventures. And joint ventures, they're a fantastic way of generating traffic. But right now with Twitter Champ, I'm also where I'm transitioning from the beta phase to full operations. And so I also want to manage that growth slowly. And if I go into joint ventures with somebody that has a list of 10,000 people and gets me, 2,000 people in the door, yeah, it's a nice problem to have. But right now, probably like it will make me crash. And that's why for Twitter Champ, I made this launch sale promotion for the first 50, and I'm going to close it there. Okay. So now we're talking about the lead magnet. And the lead magnet, I'm going to show you. So when people come to the lead magnet, if they leave, see here, this call, the reason of this call is that you have these things overlapping, and usually the elements are connected. So when I drag, they actually follow them. So the reason of this call is if you don't provide a good enough offer there so that the person is enticed to leave their name, you're never going to be able to get hold of them again. You're never going to be able to know who they are, and those customers or potential customers are gone, right? So rather instead here, you have a lead magnet with this irresistible offer is the PDF, right? And then from the lead magnet, as you saw, people go to the other page where they watch the video. And there they have the possibility to access the download page. So actually here, we can do this live, right? When they get here, they can actually, from the page itself, go to the page to download their PDF. So you're maintaining your promise that you're saying, hey, sign up here to get this PDF. Eventually, they're also going to have an automated email that's going to send them to the landing page. And I'm going to show it to you. So let's go here in the back end to the pages. So this site is built on Optimized Press. Okay, it's called Optimized Press 2. Here are the pages. And this is the landing page. Okay, so I'm going to go into Live Editor right now. So we avoid the problem that was caused by the redirect. And you're going to see how it looks like from the back end. Okay, I'm going to say hide controls, so you see how the page looks like. Okay, so that is the lead magnet. Okay, lead magnet, this page, 7 proven ways. Enter your name and email now for access to your free ebook. Okay, the way this theme works, Optimized Press, which is pretty amazing, is you're able to create these items, right? Where, for instance, like they trigger like a pop-up. And in this specific case, you're going to see like you have control on creating this button, right? And this is a button that I like particularly. It's orange also, it optimizes conversion. And then you have control on what's going to be the pop-up. And the pop-up here is a form, right? It's a form, it's asking for first name and email. And if you go into it now, you actually get access to the code. What is this code? This is the code that comes from my CRM platforms. I use Automated Sales Machine. And so a CRM platform is a software online where you store all your contacts. So your contacts go physically, literally, in the database of the servers of whoever is the owner, in this case of Automated Sales Machine. Other CRM platforms that you have heard of are, for instance, Infusionsoft, Ontraport, and there are a number of them. So what you do, you create a form in Automated Sales Machine, and I can show you that as well, how that happens. And then you grab the code, right? And you paste it here, and you just say, this form has a first name in first position, an email field in second position, right? Here is the code of the form, and you enter, right? And it looks like this. And that's how it works. And that's how you have created your lead magnet. In this lead magnet, there is also, I've put this sentence from me, Twitter is a 300 million user opportunity, et cetera, et cetera. So what you are doing, you are introducing yourself and also building authority. And you can also have social media proof. And you can do that like in many different ways. Right below, you could add testimonials of people. And I have those in the homepage, but I decided to keep this page really, really clean. Or you can even have, for instance, Facebook comments so that people that want to leave a comment, they're going to leave it here. So what I'm thinking actually is to change the PDF that I created and create a raffle. And anybody that goes through the PDF and wants to have the possibility to participate to the raffle, come here and leave a comment. That would be a good way, right? So I'm giving you some ideas of things that could work for you. All right. Let me, before we move ahead, give you a peek to Automated Sales Machine. And here I'm using RoboForm, which is also the people that are in my list that signed up on marketingconsultant360.com. They get my marketing tips, or you can go to Marketing Consulting. I show it here. You can go to marketingconsultant360.com. And if you go to the blog, you're going to find all kinds of marketing tips, right? So I recommend it to you. See here, if you go in the blog, I post on a regular basis here. And one of the latest tips was actually using this RoboForm little app, little program. And the way RoboForm works, it stores like all your passwords. And if you have hundreds or thousands, like I do, it's very, very, very useful. So we are going to MC360 Automated Sales Machine. And now by clicking here, you're going to be able to see how, for instance, this specific CRM looks like. Give it just a second to log in. So here's the new order today. Good. If I go under web forms, I have all kinds of web forms there. Now I filter for Twitter Champ, right? And you see the Twitter Champ win opt-in. I just launched it last night, like 11 at night. And here you can create all the different fields. So the fields, the way they look like, right? The design, so it has first name and email. And the design here doesn't really matter because when you grab the code, actually the theme that you have on WordPress is going to take over. So you see, it doesn't really look like that. It looks a lot nicer. But then you go to the code. And when you get the form code here, you copy and paste. And you just got to paste a piece of code between the fields that are form and form here. Because the remaining parts just talk about the design of the form, which is something that you don't care about. This instead is the conversation that the form is going to have with the database. So basically what you're taking a piece of the CRM with the code and the fields, you're putting it on your site, right, in something like this. And when people leave the first name and email address and they click Get Instant Access, this information goes into Automated Sales Machine databases. So if you go into contacts, you're going to see like all the people that signed up. As a matter of fact, if we go under Manage Contacts, you should see the one that I created just a second ago. You see the Ricardo test, the live Hangout right here. I don't want to show necessarily like emails of other people that signed up, but I did like a few tests here. That's exactly how it works, okay? So I think like if, especially you have never done anything like this, you're going to find this extremely useful. All right, so now we're going to be moving on like from the lead magnet to the sales page. And the sales page looks like this. Actually, I'm going to show it to you here because we had that redirect problem. It's not a problem. It's I did it intentionally, and I'm going to explain you in a second why. It's taking a second here to load up, and I just wanted to check on the Google Hangouts page, like here, if anybody has any question. If you have any question, you know, just use the group chat. I know that there are like a number of viewers. I don't want to, you know, there's the Google Hangout like has this overlapping little field that doesn't allow me to see how many, but I saw a number of people jumping on board. All right, so it seems that you don't have any questions. I'm going to show you then the tripwire. And the tripwire goes exactly like this. I'm going to hide the controls so it's more compact for you. It's going to say, important, watch this 5-minute video before you use any of the 7 proven ways of making money with Twitter. Allow 10 minutes for delivery. So in this video, I talk about Twitter Champ and how good it is and why you should be interested. Is because after you learn about ways of making money with Twitter, one of the fundamental requisites for making money with Twitter is to have a large number of followers. The alternative to that is to spend money with Twitter advertising. So if you don't want to do the other one, actually gaining followers, it's a great way to, again, you know, build your list and have a number of people that will follow you, will find your material of value and will buy into it. So this video is about 7 minutes, right? And so what I have done within Optimize Press, there is a feature here. I'm going to click on it right now. And you see here the delayed fade in. It says 370 seconds. So it means that these fields actually are going to appear after 370 seconds, which is exactly 6 minutes and 10 seconds. And that is because I want people to be focused on the video. It's I'd say like a very jammed with content, the video. So I don't want that people get distracted by other things. And so they follow the video. And then when I start talking about taking on Twitter Champ and the launch sale, the different elements with the option to sign in show up. So if they click here, add to cart, they are actually going to the cart. And the cart in this case, again, is handled by Automated Sales Machine, which is my CRM platform. So what a CRM platform does, it provides also the integration on the checkout end. And it does have also to integrate with what's called in jargon the payment gateway. And in this specific case, for Automated Sales Machine, I've been using PayPal. And you know, I could go on and talk quite a bit about pros and cons of PayPal. In this specific moment, at this time, it works fine. But as you move ahead, you probably want, once you get, you know, all your pieces in place, to go for some, I'd say, more sophisticated tools that give you more flexibility. And you find these things out only as you grow with the funnel, as you grow with the sales, okay? So right under the button Add to Cart, there is, again, the Add to Cart, just $7 if they want to buy Twitter Champ Gold Plan. Or it says, I'm not ready yet, please take me to my download page. So if they do that and they click that, they go to the download page, right? And so they're going to be able to download the PDF. And I'm going to show you that page also in a second. So you see here the custom HTML code element, the scarcity pro ID equals 3. Well, that element looks nothing else, nothing other than like this. This is like a custom HTML piece of code, and it uses like a plugin. And the plugin, it's called Scarcity Pro. Again, I could talk about pros and cons of this plugin versus other similar plugins. And in this specific case, it works fine. But depending upon the funnel that you want to build, you might want to consider also others. In this case, it works fine. What it does, it adds a counter. So I'm going to show you this counter, how it works. I added it as a plugin. And if you go under Scarcity Pro here, the dashboard, it shows you, the win download. It shows you that you can create a timer. And in this specific case, the timer, it goes with the computer that you're using. So basically, like if a person has a certain computer, the timer starts when the person gets to the page the first time. And then you see here in the customized web countdown, this is how it looks like. I added launch sale available only to first 50 subscribers in the next 24 hours. And it has 24 hours selected. So after 24 hours, they get redirected. And because I've tested the page over and over, right now my computer, my IP is tracked and I cannot get around it. There are other plugins that allow you to instead actually whitelist your IP. And so in that case, it will work, you could still use it. In this specific case, you cannot. So the way this plugin works is that it adds this scarcity element, has a countdown, and that also helps to increase conversions. And beside the scarcity element, I also said I want to manage the growth. So I want to be careful about getting too many subscribers at this point in time. Okay, it's a good problem to have. So let's go back to the pages here. And I'm going to show you the win download page. So if people go to the download page, so literally like this page over here, there was a page here. I don't know why now Excel doesn't show. It's gonna be probably the Hangout has taken over like the memory, the visual memory of the computer, and Twitter sometimes Excel doesn't show the icons. This is how it looks like. Thank you for requesting Twitter Champ ebook, and here they can people can, by clicking on it, they can just click and then download the PDF. And here's the PDF. They get it on the browser, and it's 36 pages of great content, right? And here I still give them the opportunity, if somebody hasn't gone for the sale, to click to claim their Twitter Champ launch sale special offer. So let's say that somebody got into it for the PDF, and then they have all kinds of things happening. Maybe they didn't have the time to watch the video. They shut it down. And then they get like the automated email after, the next day. That's how I did with Automated Sales Machine. And they go and they actually look at the PDF, and the PDF is great. And they say, well, I'm interested in getting this offer. So they go to this page, they download, now they click to claim their special offer. And what happens is they go to the page where it says, well, sorry, more than 24 hours have gone by, if more than 24 hours have gone by. And it says, like, I'm going to redirect you after 30 seconds. So yes, they're not going to have the time to watch the full video, but they're still going to be able to actually click and buy the offer. Okay, so that's how it has been architected. And these possibilities to manage the timing and the sequence of your funnel really depends by the theme that you're using, the plugins that you're using, and the logic that you're implementing. Okay, so this changes from funnel to funnel. If you're building a funnel for webinars, it's going to be different. For another product, it's going to be different, right? So you see here, Automated Sales Machine, when people actually get to the sales page, they either go to the cart, and then they're going to be able to buy, or they're going to get an email with FAQs where I address These are the questions that people usually ask me about Twitter Champ. And that is because many people come to the sales page, to the cart, and what happens is that they have questions and they cannot find an answer to their questions, and so they abort. So if you address those questions, you can dramatically increase your conversions. Usually you can double them up. And here in my sequence also, if somebody gets to the sales page or to the cart and they don't buy, I also want to send them like a survey. And this is for my own interest to understand what worked and what didn't work, okay? You see here at the bottom, in the same column of the sales page, there is the redirect, because here I have the scarcity timer, the countdown timer, and so I have the redirect page that I showed you before. And if they instead go ahead and everything works well, they're going to go to the cart. I'm going to show you. I should be able to access it from here. Again, where does the cart live? In the CRM, you create your products, right? And so when you create your products, you give all the elements of the products, and then you take this code, right? For instance, a get link, you get this code, and you put it into your website. So when people come here and they add to cart, I wonder, I'm going to stay on page, but I'm going to say open link in the new tab. And this is how the cart looks like. Okay, so where are we here in the funnel? We went through the lead magnet, so we generated traffic. I'm starting to generate traffic today with Twitter. I send them to the lead magnet. They go to the sales page, right, which is the one with the video. And then they go to cart. So we're here. And in the cart here, they are able to buy. Now, there are a number of other things that should be done for cart customization to increase conversion. And right now I just launched it and it looks like this. I'm going to be adding those enhancements later on. But what are those enhancements? A clear description of what they're buying. So people are reassured actually on the value of what they're buying. They are reassured also on around the fact that, for instance, they land on an HTTPS page. And so this is an encrypted page. So their credit card information or their information is safe. And they get also reassured about, in this case, I have like a 30-day money back guarantee that if they're not happy, I'm going to refund their money right away. All right. Once they fill this form, where do they go? They go to the thank you page. And so I'm going to show you the thank you page here, how it looks like. So we're going to be closing this page, and I don't need to save it. And they're going to be, in this specific case, to this page. And this page is where I say, thank you very much for signing up. And to get started, here I have a Word document, which is a file that I need them to fill out, because I need, for instance, like a username and password like of the Twitter account in order to get started with Twitter Champ. So to get started, click and download the Word file on the right, fill out the information requested, and send file to support the Twitter Champ. So when I receive this file, I'm going to be able to get started with Twitter Champ, and they are going to see their their Twitter account grow. All right, so what is still in the picture? So you have the thank you page, you have the requirements plus the download, you have a redirect to the different download pages. I think I covered, oh no, the payment cycle. Well, here is an element also that needs to be addressed, and this depends by the capability of your CRM platform. Depending upon, they go through the payment goes through successfully or they fail. Twitter Champ specifically is a recurring payment. So after 15 days, they can unsubscribe and they're good to go, and they keep their 1,000, probably 1,500 real followers, and that's great. But if they decide instead to move on and get into the full plan, which is the $247 per month, then what does happen if 6 months down the road, for instance, their payment fails? And so you need to set up the autoresponders or automated emails. They go out when that happens and it says, hey, you have a problem with your payment. Please check out your credit card. Maybe it expired and so forth. And you also get a notification yourself. All right, so this is it. This is the Twitter Champ funnel that just launched, and it's built, I'd say, based on marketing best practices. So I've seen that some people following me, and I had my marketing tips going out. Probably somebody was able to get to Twitter Champ, and I already started collecting few orders even without launching. So this already tells me that this funnel is sound, is well built. If it is not, I will eventually start getting like some insights with these survey emails. And I'm going to be able to look at the analytics behind this funnel to see, what's working and what's not working. So usually my live hangouts, I want to keep them within 40-45 minutes. If there are some questions, I would be glad to answer some questions. But otherwise, so I'm going to stop sharing. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up and keep it short. I learned from my corporate experience. I spent 15 years corporate, that when you have like a 1 hour meeting, and it happens that you have your day packed with meetings that are back to back, it's very annoying if you have 1 hour meeting and this one overlaps with the other one. So you usually want to keep it within 45 minutes, address last issues, and then wrap it up and maybe have like a 5-10 minute break for the restroom, and then go to the next meeting. So using the same practice, it's right now 10-10. These have been 40 minutes of packed content. So if you want to ask me any question, go ahead. All right, so I see Jenny that is asking me, she's asking me, sorry, but I have, 2 screens, and so I see the questions coming in there. And she's asking me if, this is like a funnel that I would recommend. I say certainly yes. If you have a product like Twitter Champ, is a funnel that works extremely well. First, you are delivering great value to your prospects with a free ebook. And so anybody, for instance, who is in Twitter, actually I say should really download the PDF because it's going to be very, very enlightening. So are they going to find value in that? Yes. Are they going to feel like bribed by leaving their name and eventually hearing back from me later on? No, because what you want to do is to be authentic and be careful at just delivering value. So what I'm going to be doing with the people that sign up and as prospects, even if they don't buy, I'm just going to be delivering over time some great Twitter marketing tips. And so they're going to appreciate that. So the problem also of eventually writing to your list with the fear that they are going to get the perception they are getting spammed, you're going to get rid of that fear. How? Just by delivering real content, and so delivering real value. And after that, you have the video. And the video also needs to be a video that delivers value, that explains how things are, that gives tips to people on that they can use right away. And so you deliver more value. And then eventually, if you have, like me, come up with a method that can deliver a service at an unbeatable price, $247 in a month to grow, 3,000 real followers. It's something that you don't find right now in the market, and people find the value and possibly they're going to buy. So that is really like where you want to take people to get to that moment that you present your offer, and the value that you're delivering is so many more times bigger than the price that you're asking for that people want to buy. All right. Yeah. So I have a few questions here. I just want to take on the one from Mark that was asking me about how it works, the timing issue, with the Scarcity Pro plugin that I talked about. So basically, when people land to the page, to your tripwire page, and they see the video, and they don't see the other elements, and then these other elements where the add to cart button shows up after 6 minutes, how that helps conversion. That was Mark's question essentially, and Mark, tell me like if I'm right or not. Well, yeah, it does increase conversion. So there is like one of those things where, if you ever have doubts like this one, you might want to A/B test and have 2 pages where in one page you have everything showing up, and the other one you have instead, the delay timer and the scarcity element. You can do all kinds of testing, and I actually invite you to do so. But there are kind of like a marketing best practices, like this one of the scarcity countdown timer that has showed over and over to increase conversions. And this one of the delayed appearance of elements has also turned out to be, a winning element for conversions. The reason why I was so convinced about using it is because, especially, I don't want to bring distractions when people are watching that video, because that video is like back to back. I want people to focus on that. And so I don't want people to get distracted, and people naturally start like browsing, back and forth. And then maybe they see the offer and they get, the wrong idea, and they get turned off by something, or they start thinking about something and they miss the content of the video. So that was very much like my my purpose of building the page, that well. So I have Stephanie here that is asking me about the sequence of the steps that I showed here in the map, and I can show if you want the funnel again. And she's saying, you have usually like a tripwire and then a sales page. Why did you put them like together? That's a great question. I love that question. And I tell you again, depending upon your product, the situation changes, right? So for instance, like let's say if I'm talking about, I have a marketing academy, a marketing course at members.reportcardmarketing.com. And that course is like, right now, it's 70% complete. It goes all the way down to CRM. It goes through like all the elements of the funnel. And it has already probably like 40 lessons. So what you can do is you can sell as a tripwire one of the lessons, so they see value in it. And then if they want to get access to all the other lessons, they can. Well, in this specific case for Twitter Champ, let me show you. I want to share my screen, show you the actual home page, right? So I'm going to go to the home page for a second, which is this one, right? And here I have the 2 different plans. Here I have different testimonials. I can show you, for instance, like how one of the accounts has been doing. It's actually like, I think yesterday I saw it like it hit like 8,000 followers. That's pretty exciting. Some great growth. Here's some material like on the value of a real Twitter follower. Here I have my plans, right? Gold and platinum. So there's like the tweet publisher and the tweet business dev. that are parts of the plan that could have been kind of like a spinned off and sold as a tripwire. But in this specific case, I need first the gold offer. And in the gold offer, I had first like a tweet secretary as part of the platinum package. But because I care very much that anybody that signs up is going to succeed with their Twitter account, and I think it's absolutely key that you automate your direct messages, then I included it in the gold as a free bonus. So here I was kind of like torn. What am I going to do about, you know, building a tripwire? And I thought that the best way for, in this specific case, was the tripwire being the product itself as an unbeatable offer. So $7, I run it for 15 days. And after 15 days, it kicks in like with full price. So if somebody's happy, it's going to keep going, as the other, you know, clients that I have already. If instead, you know, maybe it doesn't work for them, and you know, there are many people that don't have a clear idea how beneficial Twitter can be, then in that case they just unsubscribe, and you know, $7 is a no loss. You know, how can you lose with that? And if they really want their money back, I give them their money back. All right. So that was a great question, and so let me go back here and stop again sharing. And we are at 10:19 Pacific time here in beautiful San Diego. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I have another question by Christopher, who was actually wanted to find out like more about Twitter and Twitter Champ. Well, I'm glad to wrap up this Hangout just telling Christopher, if you go to twitterchamp.com/win, I recommend to go there and download the PDF, and you're going to get a much better idea of Twitter, how it works, Twitter marketing, how to set up Twitter marketing, 7 proven ways of making money. And I've also added some case studies like in the bonus section about people that have been making millions with Twitter. And the incredible thing is that you're going to see that these people are, some of them, 17, 18 years old guys that are just clever, and they understand how Twitter works. And so they're making fortunes. So I hope, Christopher, that you're going to be the next one, the next millionaire with Twitter. If you do, let me know. And I'm going to wrap it up over here. And I'm going to keep the MC360, as I call them, MC360 Hangouts, every second and fourth Thursday of the month. So we're going to have 2 appointments per month. I'm going to be happy every time. I'm going to see, like today, people showing up and asking these great questions and sharing my marketing wisdom, and hopefully helping you out with your business and getting better at what you do. So have a great day. Enjoy the weekend that is coming up, and stay tuned. Bye-bye from Ricardo, CEO of Marketing Consultant 360.